The Nightside Project. Finish the day happy with Ethan Millard and Alex Keary on KSL News Radio.
Hey guys, welcome on in. It is a special edition of the Nightside Project, our Rated N, of course, our series where we bring you some of our fun videos. It's a really special video today because Ethan's not here. Even though that makes it special or better, whatever you want to do, we brought Dean from Cucina right here in Salt Lake City. Dean Pierose, if you want to say his last name correctly. As we said before the show, it's how you remember is if you had a bunch of Ross Perot's in one room, you've got a Dean Pierose. So
you just targeted the wrong demographic. Nobody under 50 understood that.
I was going to say there's a lot of people who don't know who Ross Perot is. But Dean, your restaurant Cucina, of course, is part of an awesome promotion we're doing right now. You can win dinner to Cucina here in Salt Lake City, in the Avenues. Beautiful place, beautiful location. And you bring a loved one with you, and then you'll be able to. I think Ethan and I are on a date. Is that what it is, Paulette? Like we're going on a date.
We haven't decided who's sitting on what side of the table yet.
I know.
Do you sit across from each other, next to each other?
Ethan,
It'd be cute.
I've known Ethan for 13 years, and one thing that Ethan hates is like any sort of like shoulder touching or like knee touching. It's going to be an amazing night. So. You go to our Facebook page or you go to the KSL News Radio Facebook page. You can find out how to win that dinner with your loved one and the Nightside Project at Cucina. Dean is a food expert, and he's also a world traveler. That you have, yeah. Wait, look.
I have a chef that's a wizard, remember?
But you've eaten a lot of food.
All over the world.
And you enjoy it.
Yes. Well,
consider him an expert.
Obviously.
I consider myself a food expert as well, because I eat a lot of it. So, Dean, as a restaurant owner and as a world traveler, we're going to put you on the spot here, and we're going to bring up some foods that from around the world. We were talking about this before, too, when we were shooting, before we started shooting, that this is a time that if you want to try new things in this world, the culinary world is basically at our footsteps when it comes to anything. We can eat kind of whatever we want, even the weirdest stuff, and we have TV shows now that are dedicated to those things. First of all, I want to hear about some of the things that if people are planted here mostly in the United States eating very traditional American things or what would be good food coming from other parts of the world that we would eat here, what would be something that you would say, hey, you know what, if you could go to fill in the blank and eat fill in the blank, what would it be for you?
My restaurant, Eat the Duck.
Eat the
but
duck.
This is what I found. I mean, duck's a really popular protein.
Yes.
But people are consistently squeamish about it.
Yeah,
and what happens is everybody's got an uncle who's killed a bunch of ducks in the Great Salt Lake, and they don't know how to cook them. They're cooking the whole thing on the bone. And they're like, here, I killed this. This is really good. And you're like, no, it's dried. It tastes like crap. Now, chef, take some brines of breasts, smoke some, cook some medium rare, slice them really thin, and it's the best duck people have ever had. They're like, that's not like duck.
Medium rare bird sometimes I think throws people off too, though, right? You hear you got to cook that chicken to 140 degrees before you want to let anybody touch it, but
and all underdone pork has trichinosis. Okay,
right. Sure. So, okay, if you had a ticket to anywhere in the world, where would you fly and get a meal that you'd love that somebody would go, oh, I wouldn't think that'd be great.
I'd go to Chile and eat conger eel.
The what? Chile.
Conger eel.
Conger eel. And I'm assuming that's just like the non-electric variety.
If you didn't know and you had this on a plate, you would think you're eating maybe Chilean sea bass. I mean, it's flaky and white and flavorful and one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Best fish you've ever had?
Probably.
Yeah, so there it is. So conger eel out of Chile. We brought some items that we're going to show some pictures of here that Eric's going to put up for us.
We're not really going to eat them?
Well, I'm going to ask you if you'll eat it. This is cheese out of Italy, okay?
Oh, maggot cheese.
This is the maggot cheese. I know
this.
You knew,
I know this one.
The casu morzu. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It sounds good. So what they do is this is a goat cheese primarily, and then I don't know if they sprinkle the goat or they sprinkle the maggots in there, but they let them stew in there for a little bit. And what happens is the cheese kind of gets a little soupy. Some people like to eat it with the maggots still going, so that you get a little bit of it's like a carbonated cheese at that point.
I think on grilled bread would be the way to go.
Yeah, okay. Would you try this? Now, some of them they put it in the fridge for a day because then that kills the maggots after. Then they're not moving.
I have had direct experience with maggots.
Maggot cheese?
Nope. I severed my Achilles 5 years ago, and I went through 4 days of maggot therapy on my
therapy, not okay.
leg. No, so on an open wound. So maggots have eaten me. So I think it just kind of makes sense that I return the favor.
It comes around.
I'm in on the cheese.
I want to get so far away. I brought the maggots to the conversation, though. I guess I can't blame anybody else.
That'll be another show.
Okay, now this one's the balut, right? Oh, this is the haggis. Okay, sorry. This is the
haggis.
So this is the haggis. This is Scottish delight. This is meats of all sorts of varieties stuffed into the old sheep's intestine and then boiled up. Now
Pretty
this
much
one looks like
the best food in all of Scotland, pretty much, right?
that's what they say. This one looks like it's really like doctored up though. It's like fried. I've seen the boiled versions. Would you eat haggis? Have you eaten haggis?
I have eaten it. I would eat it again.
And you would eat it again. Okay.
Yeah.
See, prepared well. And it's all about preparation, right? If somebody's grandma goes, I've been making this recipe for 1,000 years, this has been coming down through the generations and we make it perfect. It's pretty tough to be able to sell somebody.
I mean, this is the thing. Sometimes it's about how it was prepared, where it was prepared. You're in a first world country, a second world country, third country. I mean, you got to protect your health a little bit. And this is a first world country.
Says the maggot guy.
But this is a first world country.
Yeah,
They're
that's
preparing
true.
it fine. You got to give it a go.
Okay, so haggis, that's a classic one that people wonder about. How about the next one here? This is the balut. Now, this is a Philippine, this isn't a joke food. Oh, he's at it. This is the duck walk. This is a Philippine delicacy, apparently. But this is a boiled egg with the duck fetus that has been formed mostly. And from people who've described it, you get the crunch in there from the old semi-formed duck bones. And
Yeah, they do. I don't.
so you wouldn't eat this?
Negative. You?
Okay. Good. Look,
You?
I like a guy. No. And I've eaten some weird stuff. I've been to South America and eaten some things, and I've been like, hey, I don't know if this cow's stomach was washed all the way. But I've eaten it, and you kind of go. But if you had a choice, I would say no. There's too much going on there. That's disgusting. What else we got here? Oh, this is the is this the durian? What is?
Century.
Oh, we're still in the egg category. This is the Chinese century egg. Now they've made it look nice, but you see this. This is actually the white
Ginger and microgreens.
Yeah, microgreens. So this is the black you see at the bottom there. That's what the white kind of becomes translucent over time. The yolk becomes kind of a greenish blackish slime. They ferment this in ashes and clay, and they say that it has a sulfury and ammonia sort of smell to it. Those are two things we don't like. We avoid. We usually send them off to other parts of our community to be.
Sounds like you just read that off the menu. Have you had this on a menu before?
I know.
You have a lot of knowledge about this.
No, but people are like, it's got kind of an ammonia-y, could kill you sort of a smell. I wouldn't try this because of those. They say it's a century egg because then they tell people, oh yeah, it's been basically fermenting for 100 years. This is not true. But it still looks gross. The white becomes kind of this jellified, blackish, would you eat it?
I'm going to pass.
Okay, passes
pass
on
on that one.
another egg he passes on.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Oh, this is the chitlins. He kept it in. Now, I have direct experience with the chitlins. Oh, you got the greens up here, and then that looks like a cornbread or something. Now, this is...
it's like mac and cheese and collard greens.
This is the intestine of the small intestine of the pig. Well cleaned out, hopefully. They grill these in Argentina, and they have you eat them. And right next to a beautiful piece of steak on a grill in Argentina will be these that are grilled up too, and they fool you into thinking that they'll have the same flavor. They do not. Kids who are playing at home, chitlins, Dean.
Well, I'll tell you, a week ago today, actually 8 days ago, I ate them. I was in South America.
How'd you like them?
They were a little too organ-y. I like organs as a rule.
Yeah.
I'll eat any organ.
Yeah.
And that one, maybe it was the preparation, but
sometimes
I ate some of it. It didn't blow my mind.
All right, so there you go. The chitlins, as we call them here. And then we have one more. This one's in the fruit family, and this is the one you brought to the
durian.
table. The durian fruit, which some people call the smelly foot fruit. They break that thing open. It's really, really, really powerful smell, but it's in a lot of Asian cuisine, like people just straight up busting it off of there. They're tough to cut into. Once you get in there, soft, mushy fruit.
This is how serious of a fruit this is. My sister lived in Singapore, and we were visiting for a week. And when you ride public transportation in Singapore, there's 3 things that they have posted. It says drinks, / food, / durian fruit, / That's it.
That's great.
That's how serious that.
Would you eat it?
I'd probably try it.
Yeah, you got to try it.
People say it's kind of like spoiled oatmeal and bad onions and brown mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It's just
the Vegemite has. I remember trying some of that on some toast, and people were like, "Oh, people love it. They get used to it." And I remember eating it and being like, "This is awful."
I've seen Andrew Zimmern spit it out twice.
Yeah, and he's got the iron mouth.
Oh, he's like, Cobra Heart, still beating. I'm golden.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
durian.
Go to our Facebook page, Nightside Project on Facebook, or go to the KSL News Radio Facebook page. Dean's Restaurant Cucina, right in the avenues over. I'm pointing at them over here. Right over here. You can find where it is. Look on the menu too. The short ribs are one that you've recommended to me. The bison burger, I'm still looking to get a piece of that. So maybe when Ethan and I go, if you win this contest, you could go to the Facebook page, enter the contest, and win dinner on us and with us at the Nightside Project at Cucina. So, Dean, thanks for being with me, man.
Absolute pleasure. Good to see you again.
Yeah, we're going to go down. We're going to talk about his favorite subject, funeral potatoes, down on the radio now. So,
Yeah,
for
huge
Ethan,
fan.
who's not here, and for Dean of Cucina, we appreciate you being with us. I'm Alex Keary. We'll see you next time, everybody.